often there'll be people you'll come across that will just tell you exactly. And I've seen them live go up to people and say stuff to my band members, you should be doing it this way, or how come you don't sing this way, or sing louder, or...
like you said before, it's subjective, And I think as a creator, you have creative license whether or not to take on the feedback that you get.
Yeah.
And sometimes if someone wants you to sing louder, maybe that's just not what you want to do, but also it might be what they want.
Yeah.
But you're your own creator and you can take it on. I know when I've received feedback with my music one time, and I really did not like the feedback that I got. And this was in the studio when we were recording, and I was like, I don't want to sing it like that. Don't like it.
So what was the feedback?
Way. It was to pull back a little bit, to let the emotion come through a little bit more. And when I sing, I like to belt.
Yeah.
And sometimes, as I've learnt from this experience, that I belt way too much sometimes.
Right.
And the producer just said, let's just try. I was like, oh, okay, blah, 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 all these things in my head.
Yeah.
You know. But then I tried, and the feedback, I'm so glad that we did it, because it just sounded so much better. And I think sometimes getting an outsider's perspective and getting outside of your head, for me in that situation, was a really good thing, because now I've taken from that experience and I adapt that to...
Of course. Live performance and music, it's a very interesting concept when you look at it the way I've been looking at it lately, which is when I play out here by myself and there's no one listening apart from the man with the binoculars. I don't know if he's listening, because he might have a mic in here or something.
Oh, wow. I
find the improv nature of music, I'm falling in love with that more and more, and I'm wondering, when we go and play our gigs, we've rehearsed the song.
Yeah.
We wrote the song 12 years ago. Whether the audience wants to hear that song or not, we usually have it in our set list. Mm-hmm. We decide whether the song is going to be broadcast or not.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're Kylie Minogue and you get to say, well, I'll do Locomotion tonight.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I think it's a magic show. People come over and they say, I can't believe how amazing you sing, Sabrina. Oh, I can't believe the piano chops, Damo. And why is it so amazing? Particularly with the piano, because it's just practice.
Yeah.
You know, but really it's a magic trick. People have got together, they've learnt to play a song in time, and if there's no impromptu nature in that performance, I sort of don't really think it's that cool.
Yeah.
I know it sounds...
No, I agree with you. I think it's some of the best albums, the albums that I love to listen to are the live ones, because the artist has actually changed the way that we usually hear the song.
Yeah, Donny Hathaway.
Okay.
With Jealous Guy.
Okay.
It's a John Lennon song.
Yeah.
But when you hear him do it on that live record, oh my God. And not only the performance, the solos are going to be
different.
More than likely, I don't know for sure, but they're going to be on the spot with that caliber of musician.
Yeah.
And the sound of the room on that record, it's really interesting. I think I like the idea of improvising more and more because of that. Yeah. That's truly where you can gauge a musician, I think. Not because you've played Jesse's Girl 200 times at Bridie O'Reilly's. Uh-huh. I'm having less fun doing songs that I've done 100 times before.
Do you find that you feed off the audience if you're improvising live? Is that...
Yeah, I suppose it depends with the more rock and roll stuff. But if you're playing something like the aforementioned, like a jazz impromptu Keith Jarrett thing, I don't know, or something melancholy, you really are feeding off whatever is happening to you at the time.
Yeah.
It's through your lens.
Yeah, definitely.
And now I can go back to your original question, which is, I think you said, what is it like to create? Is that what it was, or was that?
Let's pretend that's what I asked you, because I really want to know the answer.
Well, what I was going to say, and that was about 2.5 hours ago, is that when you create and create and create, and you do across different mediums, it doesn't necessarily mean. I found as a musician, I had to learn to create in other mediums, so other disciplines, if I was going to make any money at all as a full-time creator.
So what sort of disciplines are we looking at?
Yeah, so writing, I've had a couple of things published. As a filmmaker, again, give me something and I'll make something out of it. That is what I think a creator does. I mean, I recently submitted my work of fiction, which just happened because I started taking Ritalin because of my ADHD diagnosis.
And a fiction book?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I've got 65,000 words. And someone said to me, this is actually very good, someone I trusted.
Yeah.
And so I submitted it, and it got knocked back.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I feel like an imposter with that anyway. And then I got another knockback. So now I don't feel like going back and completing the book. But I know I will.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get a grant recently for the third part of a project I've been doing, which is another book. And so now I'm not inspired to do that. So as a creator, again, to get to the question, it's so much fun doing it when you're in that space and when you feel, you feel creative, you're inspired, you just want to get out of bed and do whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the knockbacks and the perpetual rejection is incredibly disarming.
It is, because you put your heart and soul into your work, and I guess it hits differently with so many different people. Like, for example, I know a lot of artists that have CDs and the songs that they didn't want on the album, or the song that didn't resonate with them personally, are the songs that are the number one hits. Do you have any songs on your album that you're like, really don't like that, but everyone wants that song? Yeah.
But then the stuff, I think that's been the case. Nirvana famously didn't want to play Teen Spirit. But the problem is that when you decide, I'm not doing this anymore, this is the thing, is a lot of people have said to me, like, a guy over another neighbour said to me once,
oh, it must be great. You just get to bloody do the gigs and do what you want. And because your missus, she will be earning more money because I see her going off to work and you're just hanging around.
And I'm like, that's pretty much it. But we do have an arrangement as well. It's not like I'm forcing her to go to work and whatnot. But the thing is, when these people say things, and they mean well, but when people say things like, oh, you're a musician, you should. There's a lot of you should. You sing really well, Sabrina. You should go on Australia's Got Talent.
I was about to say that. Yeah, how many times do you get that?
Yeah. Well, I sometimes get you sing well, but you would get that more than I do. But that's the thing. And they also say, if you're so pissed off and sad about being in the music industry, don't. Now, that's a really valid question. But guess what? When you think about stopping, and we all have, and me as a full-time person doing that, if I suddenly don't do it, within about 3 days or 3 minutes, the very thought of stopping inspires me so deeply, I start again.